Hi, I'm Carnival Bello. This is Casual Gaming with Pillars of Eternity 2. I've been a chronic starter and restarter of this game since it's come out. I've played it on and off since its release, and I've only just finished it recently. I also completed all the DLC. I had a great time. It's a fantastic game, and I'm happy it's out on console so that those of you who use console can enjoy it too. When I picked up this game, there was a lot of things that I wanted to know about it that I had a lot of trouble finding, and I'm making this video to help those of you who might have the same questions. My first question when I picked it up was, okay, I've made my character. His attribute points are set, and like the previous game, they're permanent. No matter how many levels I get, they will be the same throughout the game unless I drink a potion or put on a magic item. But are there any hidden, secret, or otherwise permanent attribute points improvement that I can get for my character? The answer to this is yes. You can generally get between 1 and 4 permanent additional attribute points after you've created your character. 2 of those points, which is a +1 to might and a +1 to any other score, are from choices you might have made in Pillars of Eternity 1. So these points aren't guaranteed, and honestly you may have to import a save game to get them, or create a save game within Pillars of Eternity 2 to benefit from them. Both of these points are obtained from making kinda pretty, well, evil choices. So if you're okay with that for your character, go wild. They're there, and I'll certainly put up a video soon showing you how to get those points and what sort of legacy and history options give you the best materialistic results for your character. Additionally, you should note that you'll only get these points, these attribute points, after you've gone about 1/3 of the way through the main quest. So immediately after character creation, you wake up on your ship, and when you check your character information screen, you won't see them, and they won't be there until you've gone, as I said, a reasonable distance through the main story. The other 2 permanent attribute points that you can get from within the game, one of these is a +1 to perception, and it's tied to a quest result. If you're exploring fairly thoroughly, you will come across this quest. Honestly, as a very mild spoiler, I can tell you, just side with the god involved and you will get the attribute point. If you side against them, you'll get a really cool boss fight, so it's still not bad. One of the other points is just found by exploring. If you make sure to visit all the islands, I'm sure eventually you'll come across it. It's obtained by brewing a specific potion, and you find instructions for making that potion at that particular location. Finally, as many of you likely realized, starting a new game, you have the option of purchasing Berath's blessings. One of these blessings is called bonus points, and it will cost 15 blessing points to obtain, and it will give you a +2 in all your attribute points for the character you create for a new game. So again, this can't be retroactive, which kind of sucks, but if you're like me and you're a chronic starter and restarter of this game, it's something that you can take advantage of in later playthroughs. So how do you unlock Berath's blessings? You just keep completing achievements. It is handy to note that you can check your achievements in-game under the options menu. There is an achievements tab. You can just click on it and it will show you all the achievements that give you Berath's blessings points. So what you can do, again, if you're like me and always starting and restarting your game, you can make sure before you quit on a character, you have a look through the achievements menu, see what you haven't grabbed, and grab it if it's easy and quick to get. You can also take advantage of saving and loading to snag some extra achievements quickly. For example, one of the achievements is for buying a ship, which is extremely expensive. So what you can do is, if you have enough money, save your game, go buy the ship, and then load it. You get the achievement, you save your money. Additionally, if you're quitting on that character, you could, for example, buy the ship, load your game again so you have your money, and then go after some of the crafting achievements like making scrolls or making explosives. For me, 50 points and blessings was certainly the sweet spot, where I found I got the things that I wanted and were most relevant to all my playthroughs. These were discount craftsmen, because you save so much money on upgrading your items. Can I pet him anyways? Because having a pet is very valuable, and with Eater in your team, having a pet, it certainly helps the entire party a great deal. Additionally, I thought this was a great blessing because it goes so well with Eater's personality and the fact that he's always trying to pet, well, anything furry basically, which, no rude jokes. The other one I usually get is bonus attributes, which I've mentioned before, and the unique item vendor. The unique item vendor is extremely powerful for your playthroughs. It only costs 5 Berath Blessings points, and he'll turn up at the first major settlement you come across at, and he has a lot of good items for, a not unreasonable price. I can't say it's cheap, but at the same time, it's not unreasonable. Additionally, he does give you the max reputation bonus discount on his goods, which is minus 50%, so he's a good person to sell and buy from in general. One of the other things I wanted to know when I was playing through this game was, are there any secret or hidden talents you can pick up through the game? The answer to this question is yeah, there's quite a few. Some of them will be apparent as you travel through the game. You're going to come across them quite easily. The most common example of this are the skill trainers. There are 8 skill trainers in the game who will each give you +1 in 2 skills. So something like explosives and intimidate. They all charge 3,000 coins, which is pretty expensive, especially if you're playing this game for the first time and learning your way. Is it worth getting these skills? For sure, because your team will complement each other, and when you have +2 in a skill, or that expertise will be given to other characters attempting to make their skill checks. So for sure, it's worth it. Because these trainers exist, if you are planning to go for a full playthrough, at the beginning of the game when you're making your character, I would suggest that you pick a background that has skills that your class does not grant. This way you'll maximize the benefit from these skill trainers, and you'll get an additional +2 in multiple different skills. You can also get 2 skill bonuses you can also get 2 hidden talents in the Seeker, Slayer, Savior DLC, depending on your gladiatorial match-to-match decisions and your final decision regarding the fate of the island souls in that DLC. Lastly, you can get 1 talent from surviving a mutiny, and this talent is really strong. It gives you a +3 to the Intimidate skill and a +5% to damage. And I will post an additional video giving you tips and guides how to get your crew to mutiny, although it is pretty straightforward if you think about it. Another thing I was curious about when starting this game is, are any of the classes especially good or especially bad? And the answer to that question is, at normal difficulties, even with level scaling enabled, all the classes are really good. I would always suggest picking a single class for multiple reasons. The multi-class can't reach the same level of power, especially if you're casting spells that deal damage, as single classes can, and they also have 2 less talent points. So if you're really looking to explore the talent tree, and especially the upper echelon abilities, which you will be losing out on if you go multi-class, I would suggest going single class, especially if this is your first playthrough. When I started this game, I found that gold was extremely tight. I did not have the money I wanted to buy things in-game. Does it get easier throughout the game? No, they did a pretty good job on the economy. If you want to buy and upgrade magic items, it's going to cost you a ton of cash. If you want to buy a new boat especially, it's going to cost you a ton of cash. So how do you make money in the game? Basically you rob, kill, and torment people at sea. That's the only way to get, well, probably not the only way, but it's the easiest way to make money. The game seems to consider this as a gray area. You can attack and rob people at sea, and it doesn't really seem to bother anybody. So feel free to attack anybody at sea. It doesn't seem to have repercussions. You can even attack your own faction. Nobody seems to care, which is kind of weird, and I guess it does make me feel a little bit better about robbing random at sea. But yeah, anyways. Additionally, attacking all these random people at sea gives you a good way to complete the Soulbound item combat challenges, as you've got a ready supply of what will be later easy fights. Additionally, it will keep your crew morale up. When you fight other ships at sea and you win, your crew's morale will automatically go up, so you don't have to worry about sharing treasure with them. And if you're feeding them bread and water, it will counteract the morale loss from, well, doing that. And lastly, when I started playing this game, I found my first Soulbound item. Some of the challenges can be a little annoying, especially if you pick up these Soulbound items late in your run. And you've kind of explored a lot of the map and you've run out of combat challenges. So what do? Well, essentially you go back to sea and you sadly torment the sailors on the map. You can also kill barrels. When you break barrels, it will count as hits. If you empower the attack, it will count as an empowered hit. And if you get a critical hit hitting the barrel, as you show off your expertise at smashing barrels, it will count as a critical hit for those relevant challenges. Anyways, that's it for now. I'm going to be making more videos looking at a bit more closely at each of these tips. I think I will start with the video on bonus attributes and how to create your legacy in-game, and what some of the more materialistic choices might get you in Pillars of Eternity 2. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.